Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's Dragonrider Happy Hour, where we will be discussing all the gaming news from the week over a lovely drink. Ooh, goodness, that the coaster was stuck to in my bar. Welcome, everybody. I hope you can hear me okay, and thank you for bearing with me being a few minutes late to the live stream. I was on a very important business call that I had to excuse myself from a little early. I did not tell them it was so that I could discuss gaming news with all my friends at my bar. But I digress. And here we are. Thank you all so very much for being here today. And because I ran in right from another meeting, I actually have no idea what this beautiful drink before me is. So bartender Nate, come on in here. What did you make today?
Today's drink is the Cuba Libre. I'll try and project a little louder. Comments received. Thank you all for your gracious comments on that. The Cuba Libre, some people mistakenly think is just a rum and coke, but actually is well balanced with a hefty amount of fresh lime juice. So if you're a fan of Coke and lime, this is basically your jam, right? This is a good summer drink. It's nice and refreshing. One thing to make note of, because I found this problem out myself, is this drink pours for a 6 to 8 ounce glass. So since you're building in your glass with the alcohol first, and then the main part of your drink is the Coca-Cola or whatever Coca-Cola you're using, you want to make sure that your glass is big enough, or you're just going to have a bunch of rum-tasted Coke.
Okay.
So
okay.
Coke-tasted rum, probably, right?
Awesome.
The Cuba Libre. The recipe is on the Discord in the general section, and it's also in the comments on the YouTube, which I know is really hard to find, but if you scroll to the top, you'll find it, along with a fun little story from the bar book that I actually pulled this recipe from. Thank you.
Thank you. So yeah, if anyone's not already a member of the Discord, feel free to come on in the Discord if you want to get that recipe. Chopped 517 ppk, thank you for the generous super chat, says enjoy that drink and it's definitely worth the wait. Oh, did some of you guys make it while you were waiting for the show to go live? Let me try it. Ooh, it's delicious. This is really good. This is a dangerous one. So as I mentioned, we are discussing all different types of gaming news and headline from the week. I know I have the YouTube title for the video kind of teasing some of the stuff coming up ahead, but we will be talking about all the announcements from the Square Enix Presents event yesterday, which was the first one of 2021 for Square Enix. We're going to talk about EA Play joining Gamepass. We're going to talk about Apex Legends getting a comic book and any other fun announcements that come up throughout the day. So huzzah, grab your drink, whatever it might be. I know Classy, earlier I saw you were making some tea. Cheers. Cheers to all of my friends. Way to wind down from the week and get this party started, right? Okay, so Square Enix Presents was yesterday, and we kind of did a watch along on the Twitch channel. It was not an official co-streamable event, but still we kind of all, enjoyed that together, which I really like doing for events like that. It's a little nicer to hang out with this community than it is the mass. I think it was like 35,000 people watching just on the Twitch channel. I mean, I know Square Enix was streaming it a bunch of places, but 35,000 people is too much to re-chat and hang out and chat. So thank you to everybody who was there live with me. And if you missed it, no big deal, because here's what happened in it. So one of the biggest announcements was the next Life is Strange, which I know we talked about last week on the Happy Hour. But Life is Strange 3 is what we were kind of all calling it, just, casually, is actually called Life is Strange True Colors. So the rumors were true. And the rumors were also true about Deck 9 being the developers behind it. It is no longer Don't Nod, it is Deck 9. But Deck 9 is proven in the Life is Strange series. They did Life is Strange Before the Storm, which was very good. So I know a lot of us, myself included, are a little sad that it won't be Don't Nod, but that's okay. Deck 9, can you tell I'm trying to convince myself too? It's going to be good. We found out that there is a new protagonist. Her name is Alex, and she is an Asian American woman with empath powers this time. So she can sense people's emotions. And in True Colors, she will be moving to Colorado to find out what happened to her brother Gabe. So there's a little bit of a murder mystery that's kind of teased there, and it will be interesting. And from the previews we saw during the Square Enix Presents episode yesterday, it will be very sad. Get your tissues ready. Michael says, how was your St. Patrick's Day? Did you wear green? I sure did. I wore my Kiss Me, I'm Elvish shirt. I think I posted it on the community tab here on YouTube as well if you want to see a picture of it. I love that shirt. But yeah, the next Life is Strange looks absolutely gorgeous. Just, you know, art style and graphics wise, it looks really good. And they said they'd be releasing an ultimate edition of it as well that will include a remastered version of the original Life is Strange and Life is Strange Before the Storm. And that those remasters will be released solo outside of the Ultimate Edition also later this year. But we know that Life is Strange True Colors, aka Life is Strange 3, the next one coming up, will launch on September 10th of this year on Stadia, PS4, PS5, PC, Xbox One, and Xbox One X/S. So it's going to be all over, and I'm pretty excited about it, personally. Jimmy Sprinkles says, if Life is Strange is bad, no one will complain about it, especially not on Reddit. I see what you did there. I honestly spend like 0 time on Reddit anymore because so much of it is angry and just in the state that the world's in, I can't handle that right now. But I don't doubt that Reddit has something to say when they don't like something. Just about anything. Chopped, thank you again for the super chat. Says finally landed a PS5. Congratulations. And added an Enclave Cinehome Pro to my setup too. Love it. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. Yeah, how are you liking the Enclave? Huh? Let me know. Let me know. We're twinsies in that department. Michael Lalonde, I'm only not reading your comment because of spoilers for people who haven't played. That's all. That's all. Shade X says Square Enix was kind of meh overall. A Tomb Raider cookbook for for celebrating Fortnite crossover. So yes, thank you for that segue. Let's go right to that announcement. Tomb Raider announced that they have a definitive survival bundle coming out for $49.99 in 2 weeks, and it's all 3 of the last trilogy all together. It'll be available in the PlayStation and Microsoft stores. And they announced a Fortnite crossover event for Craft Manor is going to be a new location in Fortnite, I guess, for a limited time. And I'm not sure if Lara Croft is already playable in Fortnite or will be, but those were kind of the announcements there. And what else did you say? What else did you say about Lara Croft that I just missed? Sorry, let me go ahead and get it. Oh, and the Tomb Raider cookbook. I personally am excited for the Tomb Raider cookbook, but any kind of like hybrid geeky / adult things, like anything that can bring out the kid in me and tie it to something adult really makes my heart happy. So any video game or like tabletop game adjacent cookbook, I'm a sucker for and I will buy. You guys can probably tell by the medieval bar I put in my house. You know, just a little thing there. Tyler Boy says, hey, I'm totally down for a Tomb Raider cookbook if it gives us I don't know what that is, from Cozumel and ceviche from, yep, I'm down for all of those things. Chop, thank you again for the super chat. Says your vid on the Enclave prompted me to buy it, so thank you very much. I'm so glad that I could inspire someone and help your shopping. I've been doing that a lot lately with the Amazon streams, and I'm like, look, if I have access to something and I can help you decide yay or nay on a product, I'm happy to help you do that. That's kind of how I always approached my tech reviews as well on this channel, is it's not going to be right for everyone, and it doesn't ultimately matter to me if anyone purchases the thing, but if I can help you decide whether or not you want to purchase the thing, that is where, that's the bee's knees. That's where it's at, if you will. Mr. Yasman says, it's a cookbook. It's a cookbook. Is that what I said when they announced it? I might have actually said that. We'll have to go back and look at the VOD. Other things that were announced in the Square Enix Presents that I was excited about. Project Athia now has a name. It is Forspoken, and it's an all-new IP from Luminous Productions. And the protagonist is a woman named Frey Holland, who is going to be facing off against dragons and other mythological beasts, using her magic to save the world. And it looks very dark fantasy awesome, and I'm into it. Dark fantasy, high fantasy. Don't be confused by the fact that I said female protagonist using her magic to save the world and think it's going to be cutesy. It looks very badass, and it's coming out it's a PS5 console exclusive, but it's also coming to PC. It's not coming out until 2022, but PS5 and PC, which as primarily a PC gamer makes my heart very happy. More love to the PC world. Get it. Speaking of love to the PC world, Square Enix also talked about Outriders. It's coming to all of them, though, not just PC. Outriders is coming April 1st, so right around the corner. From People Can Fly. It's an action co-op action shooter RPG. It's coming out April 1st on Stadia, PS4 and PS5, PC, Xbox One, and Series X/S. And it's coming to Game Pass on day one, which again, very exciting. I am a Game Pass person, so this means that already included in my subscription, I do not need to pay $60 to $70 for a brand new big title. I can get it included with my Game Pass, which is a fantastic deal. Took it home to Jenny, says it looks super cool. And I don't know if you meant Forspoken or Outriders, but yes, to both. So I'm going to be seeing what other streamers I can get to squad up with me in Outriders on launch day and probably stream that to Twitch because it'll be a good time. But yeah, you know I'm going to be anxiously awaiting any updates from Forspoken as long as we can go. And I do want to mention, it looks like the sun outside, which is what I use for lighting in my bar when I don't turn on my torches, is going in and out of clouds. So if the lighting seems to like go in and out, I apologize. That's why. It's a cloudy day. It's a weird day here in Los Angeles, but that would be why. Let's see. Other announcements from Square Enix included Hawkeye coming to Marvel's Avengers in Operation Hawkeye, Future Imperfect, and Black Panther, that reveal for the War of Wakanda expansion. For anyone out there who's playing Marvel's Avengers and liking Marvel's Avengers, not me for the most part, but for anyone out there who is, this is exciting announcements. As a fan of the Avengers in general, I'm a fan of Black Panther. I'm a fan of Hawkeye, so that's cool. I never really got into that game myself, but I hear the campaign is great, and my good friend Amy Dallin has been streaming the crud out of it over on Twitch. She's really into it. I know the Kind of Funny team is pretty into it as well. So there's definitely something to love there, even if it's not for me necessarily. There's something to love there for everybody. Mr. Yasman says, have they said if Outriders is cross-play? I did not hear that there would be cross-platform play. My guess would be there might be between Xbox One and the next-gen Xbox and between PS4 and PS5. But I don't know. I don't know. That's a very good question. Jimmy Sprinkle says, Hawkeye is my favorite Avenger. Get it? Yeah. And Rob K says, yay, Black Panther. I know. And hello to you, Eric Tate. Thank you for being here today. So yes. There were some weird announcements kind of right at the end of the Square Enix Presents, including a Space Invaders AR game coming out in the future. So I can only assume it means we'll take our phones around and, you know, see little aliens that look like my earrings and be able to shoot them in AR on our phones. Oh, okay. And there was a Bubble Bobble game, maybe on mobile. That, again, as soon as they started playing the Bubble Bobble music, I was hooked. I mean, nostalgia bit me right in the bum. And I was all about it. I was like, yes, I will play Bubble Bobble anytime, anywhere. So now I have to put my words, put my words where my mouth. No, that doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. I'm going to play that game is, I think, what I mean there. Da Big Appa, thank you so much for the super chat, and says Trisha's super cool. That is all. Big Appa is also super cool and was showing me around some Valheim. Thank you for that. So yeah, I guess my question for you guys then is, there were all these announcements. This is kind of the biggest news of the week, I think. What was your feel about the event? I saw someone earlier, and I'm sorry, I forget who said it, but someone earlier was like, I felt it was very meh overall. How did you feel about it? Were there any announcements that got you hyped? Did you feel it was meh? Were you disappointed? Let me know. What's going on? I took it home to Jenny, says, ooh, cute undercover nerd earrings. You know it. Lonely Production says, Outriders supports crossplay with all consoles. It's functional in the demo. Is it PC and console as well? I haven't played the demo since they launched it. I got to play a demo from a Square Enix event a long time ago, like pre-pandemic, but I haven't played the demo since they released it. Thank you for that. Jimmy Sprinkle says, meh, indeed. You felt very meh about it. I actually enjoyed it. Catnip Ninja says, I didn't even know it happened. You guys are now talking about the difference between the PS4 and PS5. About $100 to $500 depending where you buy it. That's correct, Rob K. Will I play Bubble Bobble with Joe Beretta? Last time was so fun. I don't know that Joe will let me talk him into playing Bubble Bobble again after that last time. Shade X says, meh, disappointed in the Tomb Raider 25th celebration. You wanted more. I get that. The showcase was fine, says Mr. Yasman. Starman says, I didn't know there was an event yesterday. I know, it was kind of announced, I think at the end of last week, like, oh yeah, because it was before last week's Dragonrider happy hour, and they were like, hey, there's going to be Life is Strange news, but you got to wait till March 18th. So that's when they announced there would be an event, when they said that. Cameron Novak says, the Life is Strange reveal was cool, but I felt like the presentation as a whole was lacking. All right, all valid. So it seems like this community is a little bit lukewarm on it, which is totally fine. Totally fine. All right, so in other news, outside of the Square Enix Presents yesterday, EA Play is coming to Game Pass for PC. What? So this starts March 18th, so yesterday. It already started. That means it's already here. Just so you know, EA Play has more than 60 titles on it. And now Game Pass subscribers who play games on PC will have access to that entire library, including Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Star Wars Squadrons, all of the sports games you could ever want, The Sims. And so just, you don't have to have Game Pass for PC. You either need to have Game Pass for PC or Game Pass Ultimate, which is Xbox and PC, because it's only coming to people who play games on PC. So if you just have regular Xbox or Game Pass for Xbox, you won't get that library. But if you're playing on a PC and you're a Game Pass person, you will get that library, which is crazy. Game Pass is becoming, I mean, it already was like the best deal in gaming. And now they're like, hey, Bethesda, come on in. Hey, EA Play, come on in. And I'm like, look, is every game that I love going to be Game Pass? Because that saves me so many $60 or $70 day one purchases. And it's amazing. So if you hear me sing Game Pass's praises all the time, it's because it has personally saved me probably over $1,000 in the past year. Just because, like, as someone who streams, sometimes I want to play a game as soon as it came out in order to stream it. And that's a lot of like $60 and $70 drops to pre-order or drop on day one. And it's really expensive. Granted, yes, it's a write-off because of what I do for a living, but it's super expensive. So being able to have Game Pass access all that is the coolest. I am way into it. So my question to you guys about that news, Thomas Downey Jr. says, how much is Game Pass for PC? So Game Pass for Xbox and Game Pass for PC are both $9.99 a month. Game Pass Ultimate, which includes both of those things, plus Android mobile and cloud gaming, is $15 a month, $14.99. But that's the breakdown of it. So if you only want Game Pass for PC, $10 a month. If you only want Game Pass for Xbox, $10 a month. If you want both plus Android or cloud, then it's $15 a month. But it's a screaming deal. Even if it's just like, oh man, I was going to pay $60 for, say, Outriders on the day it comes out. Just get that 1 month of Game Pass for $10 instead and play it. Like, it's wild to me. Took it home to Jenny says it's impressive when you break it down like that. Yeah, it's a screaming deal. It's a screaming deal. And I try because it's so low priced right now, and I'm sure, especially with the acquisition of all these new titles into the library, I'm sure that it's going to go up in price. You can only pre-purchase 3 years out, so I'm packed. I'm packed for 3 years out because I'm like, there is no way it's going to stay $9.99 a month. So I got to get in on that. But yeah, my question for you guys then is, so now we know Game Pass, Xbox acquired Bethesda and has this deal with EA Play. What other major gaming library would you like to see Game Pass bring into the fold? That's my question for you. Who else would you like to see there? Mr. Yasman says, also the first month of Game Pass is $1 with certain things. I think with the purchase of certain devices, the first month of Game Pass is $1. I don't know that that's a deal for everybody, but I could be wrong. Mr. Yasman says, I want Game Pass, but it's not available in my region, and it won't allow my credit card to use on nearby country. No, that's so sad. Catnip Ninja says, how long before Xbox tries to sponsor Trish? You know what? I love the folks at Xbox. I am not like a tier A influencer at all. I didn't get the crazy fridge or any of that kind of stuff. But I honestly just love them. I love them. It's good. Thomas says, what's the drink today? What did Nate say? It's a Cuba Libre. Is that what this drink is called? Jimmy Sprinkle says, I honestly only care about Fable, but the first 3. Is Half-Life available on Game Pass? Nintendo N64 games? Nintendo will probably be the last IP to ever, like Sony exclusives and Nintendo IP. You know what? I will never say never. Maybe someday it will happen. I'm sure Microsoft would love it if it did happen, but ooh, we'd be living in an alternate dimension when that happens, I think. Shadex says, I'd love to see what PlayStation or Nintendo could counter with. I know. Well, PlayStation's trying with their PlayStation collection, their PS Plus collection right now. They're trying to kind of go a similar model. But yeah, Game Pass, it's a screaming deal. All right, moving on from Game Pass, Apex Legends is getting a comic book. So it's called Apex Legends Overtime, and it's going to give us some more background on the lore of Apex, since, you know, Apex is mostly or all PvP. We're not really having time for story, narrative, single player, campaign kind of stuff. But we do know that Apex Legends shares a universe with Titanfall. Again, we don't have too much lore from Titanfall, a little bit more, but not as much. So Apex Legends Overtime is going to give us more lore into that shared Apex Titanfall shared universe, which will be cool. Dark Horse Comics is doing it, and issue number 1 is coming June 2nd of this year, which is pretty cool. Adventure in Life, thank you for the super chat, says, when installing a game via Game Pass, is it possible to add the game into a Steam game library so that you can still enjoy gaming in the Steam community? It is not. If you want to play that game from Game Pass, as far as I know, if you want to play that game from Game Pass on PC, you need to download it from... it's not directly, I guess, is it tied in through the Microsoft Store? I don't remember if it goes through the Microsoft Store or not. But there is like an Xbox Game Pass app that you can put on your PC, and it goes through that. But I know what you mean. It's nice to have that Steam like community and friends access and all that kind of stuff. But as far as I know, it's different. You do not get a free copy of it on Steam or anything like that. But I mean, that's something that could certainly be explored. I have no experience as, so I don't believe so. Steven Summers says, these hero shooters have such great lore, but ignore it. So we're going to be getting more of that lore, which is exciting. So there's going to be a 4-issue limited series, and it's written by Titan veteran Jesse Stern and drawn by Neil Edwards, who did Assassin's Creed. And let's see. What else does it say here? So it's promising. A lot of people are really looking forward to it, which could be cool. I want... Thomas Downey Jr. says, ooh, cool, I play Titanfall 2 a lot. I like the Titanfall games. I always had a good time with the Titanfall games, because even though I am not good at those type of games, at least I could get a mech drop once and feel really awesome in my mech. At least once per match, which was really fun. Sometimes multiple if I survive that long. But yeah, really, really good times with Titanfall. Parkour is super fun. And yeah, Apex Legends, I've enjoyed the time I've spent into. It's not the type of genre that I play most, but I definitely like the lore. And it's one of the things I really like about what Overwatch has done and what Blizzard has done, is even if it's not, like, I don't spend a ton of time in Overwatch. I do enjoy it when I get a chance to play it with friends, but it's not my game of choice. It's not my go-to game, but I love the cinematic shorts, and I love the lore, and I love the character design. So looks like Apex Legend is, hoping to build out, not through cinematic shorts, but through comic books, which is really cool. And so then I want to ask you, what is your favorite video game comic, if you have one? In other video game comic news, DC and Epic have teamed up for that Batman Fortnite comic. It's called Batman Fortnite 0 Point. So it's a comic book crossover that will include new cosmetic items in game, and then you have the comic book crossover. Do you guys have one? Let's see. Justin Johnson says, I liked Titanfall 2's campaign, but have never gotten into multiplayer. I need to try Apex sometimes. Steven says, gonna have to save up some dragon scales for Overwatch. I get that. Maybe at some point. Maybe that would be a good stream with the community members game. Do some Overwatch. But yeah, I mean, I like when there are comic book crossovers, just as someone who likes to read comics that are kind of outside the more traditional DC Marvel superhero sets. I like to read the Dark Horse stuff. I like to read the IDW stuff. And crossovers with favorite TV shows or video games are always super cool to me. I've been reading the Buffy comics for like ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever, I feel like. Michael says, I keep hearing about another Dying Light game, but I'm not sure if and when it will be out. I have not heard that, but that would be fun. Jimmy Sprinkle says, Mortal Kombat's good too. That's true. Steven says there was a Street Fighter versus G.I. Joe comic that was fire. I bet that would be fire. Now I'm going to look that up. The Bloodborne comics were awesome, says Cameron. Scorpion says, gonna get the Apex and Fortnite DC comics. Get it. Catnip Ninja says, I'm still here waiting for Amazon to deliver my Stream Deck. Yeah, did you get the Stream Deck Mini, or like the big ol' XL? I want to hear about it. TDR Creator says, Buffy rocks. I know it does. I know it does. I love those comics. I have so many of them in my house. Luigi says, just joined in. What's the drink of the day? Nate said it was called a Cuba Libre, I believe. And if you want the exact recipe, I know he was in here kind of talking to chat while I was running a little bit late. So thank you, bartender Nate, for that. Nate is also going to put it in the Discord. So again, folks, if you're watching this and you're not already in the Discord, please go ahead and join the Discord via the invite link in the description right now. And you can get the recipe for this lovely drink. If you don't like Coca-Cola, you probably won't like it. But if you do like, well, it doesn't even have to be Coca-Cola. If you don't like any cola in general, whether it's Pepsi or Coke or whatever, if you don't like cola in general, you probably won't care for it. But if you do like cola, it's very tasty. Justin Johnson says, Dying Light 2 is slated for sometime this year. Nice. Stream Deck 15 keys. That's the one I have. Twinsies. Chop says, I'm a huge DC and Superman fan. Just watched the Snyder Cut. Was awesome in my opinion. I got 3 hours through it last night before I was falling asleep. And I was like, this is too good. I don't want to miss any of it. So Nate finished it all last night, but I went to bed because I had an early Amazon morning this morning. So I still need to watch the last hour. But so far, what I saw, I liked a lot better than the previous cut of it. I will definitely say that. Nate kept making comments every time Shirtless Man came on screen with like no reason to be shirtless, just gratuitous shirtless guy. And then we had a good laugh thinking about all the action movies of the 80s that had gratuitous shirtless man in them. But yes, there was a lot of gratuitous shirtless man. Not that I'm complaining, but there was. That's my quickie first impressions of the Snyder Cut. So funny. Steven Summers says, love the Snyder Cut, and I did not like his prior movies. There you go. Rob K says, 4-hour Snyder Cut. This is a 2-day event for me. Yes, that's exactly how my day is going as well. It is a 2-day. TK Bay is here. Hi, TK says, Stream Deck Mini and XL, love them. I always tell people, once you stream with a Stream Deck, you will never go back. Once you know the difference, it's very, very hard to go back. Like if my Stream Deck broke, I'd be like, give me an overnight one, please. Because I use it for everything. And it's like, it's default for me now to just reach my hand over and press a button to switch something. So I don't have it here, which is why when I begin these streams and when I end these streams, you see me doing this because I'm doing it manually. Whereas when I'm upstairs in my streaming room, I have my Stream Deck. It's really nice. Let's see. Justin Johnson says, I've also been enjoying the new series Superman and Lois on the CW. I have not been watching it, but I'm hearing amazing things. Like in the Discord, people are popping off about Superman and Lois. So I definitely will have to check it out, I think. Rob says, I also heard there's a 5-hour Snyder Cut too. Well, I tell you what, if it's longer Themysciran battle scenes, sign me up. I will take as much Themyscira as I can possibly see on screen because they do such a great job with it. And I absolutely love it. Cat Ninja says the stream decks are out of stock, so I had to wait 2 weeks and it's supposed to arrive today. I'm on the edge of my seat. I didn't know they were out of stock. Superman and Lois is very gold. Okay, well, with that, I guess I will have to watch Superman and Lois, and I will give you guys a big old cheers. Thank you so much for being here for the stream today. Thank you for enjoying the wind down from your work week with me. Thank you for coming to my bar and having a nice little chat and chilling. I am going to run. I actually have another meeting, but it's a meeting with Maud Garrett, so that's okay. I have a meeting with Maud in 13 minutes, so I have to get all this stuff back upstairs to make this happen, so I am going to run. But thank you, as always, for tuning into the Dragonrider Happy Hour. Next week, I will have a video on Loop Hero and why I think everybody's playing it right now. Some hunches. That's going to be going up next week, as well as another Dragonrider Happy Hour next Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific time, so that we can discuss the gaming news of next week. And the next time I will be live on any platform is Sunday morning. We're going to finally beat Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales on PS5. We're going to beat it Sunday morning. I can feel it. So I will see you all then, maybe. In the meantime, have a wonderful end of your work week, start of your weekend, rest of your day. Squinch your loved ones if they are nearby. Stay safe and healthy. And cheers. I will see you all soon. Bye, everybody.